Healthy cooking at home, 5 simple tips for healthy home-cooked meals. Eating out is fun, but it has its bad side too that you notice when you start adding extra pounds to your girth. You will then make haste to find recipe books and try your hand at cooking. To enjoy some fine, healthy, home-cooked meals, all that you have to do is set the time aside for the cooking. One assurance that you have when you cook your own food is that you know what went into the pot, unlike when you eat at the so-called health food restaurants where you really cannot tell what went into the pot. Here are some tips to enjoy healthy food at home. 1. Go fat-free. It is hard to imagine tacos and nachos without cream. However, you can still enjoy them with fat-free cream or yogurt. Alternatively, you could opt for a cooked dish as a replacement for thickening cream. When you are faced with that nagging cream-based soup, you can add the sub-fat-free cream and beat your craving. Avoid calories at all costs. 2. Embrace the vegetables. You can never go wrong with vegetables, and the good thing is that they can be used with any kind of food as a side dish. Rich in fiber and nutritional value, vegetables can make you feel less hungry during the day. 3. Learn how to marinate. Lean meats can be marinated in citrus juice or vinegar, which in turn tenderizes and adds an appealing flavor to your meat. Alternatively, you could create your marinade with wine. 4. Avoid skin. A chicken's breast meat is heavily laden with calories. This can pose a serious threat to your general health. It is therefore advisable to peel off the skin and eat your way to lesser calories and good health. 5. Befriend the oven. It is important to avoid the pan as much as you can when frying your meat. Naturally, food cooked in the oven is less likely to retain any saturated fats after cooking. In addition, the oven produces crunchier and crispier food than the pan. 6. Enhance the flavor and aroma of your food with herbs. Plain food can be boring, and no matter how healthy it is, if it is not a delight to the palates, you will not love it. Some herbs like cardamom, coriander, cilantro, oregano and basil are readily available at the grocery stores. How to get started cooking at home. Healthy home-cooked meals do not necessarily mean denying yourself simple culinary pleasures. You can have a healthy, yet very sumptuous home-cooked meal. Once you are ready to walk the clean eating route, ensure that you collect as many recipes as possible, concentrating on those that have as few calories as possible. Home cooking is very fulfilling once you get started. Cooking at home. Although we now live in a world where eating out is very convenient and has become cheaper to do, cooking at home is still the better option. Eating out is easier and you have so many different options to choose from every time you leave the house. You can choose to eat processed, packaged and takeaway meals rather than cook at home. However, do you really know what you're eating and putting inside your family's bodies? Cooking at home has many great advantages, and there are many reasons for doing so. You can decide what you are going to buy, prepare and eat. This makes every meal healthier and better for you and your family. You can control every single element of the meal and decide how much salt, sugar and unhealthy things are being used. If you want to begin to cook more at home, then you will need the right cookware, and buying gourmet cookware can help the cooking process to be easier. If you have the right equipment, then it will make the task of cooking easier, and this will make cooking at home more enjoyable. You also should consider the amount you will be saving, as eating at home is far cheaper than dining out all of the time. The money you are saving can go towards other things and activities and bring your family together. You will find that you eat less when you are cooking for yourself, and this is healthier for you. Your portions will be controlled and you will know that every mouthful of food is healthy. Cooking at home also enables you to get the kids involved with what you are doing. You can use your gourmet cookware and include them in the preparation. More children should get involved with cooking and spending time in the kitchen. This will not only get them to learn about different ingredients, but can also help them with their math and reading skills. The younger you can get your children involved, then the more they will learn to love cooking at home. This will mean they are more likely to cook when they grow up and have a family of their own. By teaching your children how to use the gourmet cookware and what food are healthy and which ones should be avoided, you are helping them to grow up understanding meals better. If you have good kitchen cookware, then you will enjoy cooking more, and your children will understand the importance of having the right equipment. With so many benefits and great reasons for cooking at home, there is no need for you to rush out and spend vast amount of money on a meal. You can stay at home, prepare a healthy, delicious meal for all of the family, and know that you are helping them to remain fit and well. You will be surprised how little time it takes to create an amazing meal at home. You do not have to drive anywhere, spend time out when you don't want to. You can easily spend time cooking at home, which will become a pleasure and not a chore. Cooking at home will help reduce your sugar cravings, your food bill, and your waste. Advantages of cooking at home. With our busy schedule, most of us don't have time to cook at home. and the convenience of pre-cooked, processed, or prepackaged foods made it even impossible. As we get used to this, preparing and cooking food has become burdensome to some of us. But isn't eating your own homemade cooking better than eating pre-cooked or prepackaged foods or even eating out? We all know that it is unhealthy to eat pre-cooked and prepackaged foods. They contain lots of preservatives, additives, fats and other unhealthy stuff. Therefore, there is nothing healthier than eating the food you cook yourself. Why is cooking at home better? First of all, you can choose and control the ingredients. You know exactly what and how much you need. Unlike eating in restaurants or prepackaged foods, you can control the calories, fat, sodium, etc. in your food. You can likewise choose the freshest and higher quality ingredients, and you can make sure that there are no additives or preservatives in the food you and your family eat. Preparing your own food also ensures that it is hygienic. We don't know what goes with our food in restaurants or prepackaged foods. Although restaurants and factories have their own standards, sometimes they are overlooked. Have you asked yourself who handled your food? Was it prepared properly? Maybe it was dropped on the dirty floor or countertop. These things happen especially when everybody in the kitchen is very busy. Cooking at home allows you to save money. If you eat in a restaurant, most likely you'll get an oversized serving. At home you can control how much you are going to cook and eat. You can start with a little, and if you're still hungry you can help yourself with some more. And of course, you can store the leftovers in your fridge. Additionally, cooking at home allows you to have quality time with your family. Get your children involved in food preparation, table setting, or cleaning up. It is fun and rewarding. Your children will appreciate eating healthier food if they are involved in the process. It enhances their physical growth and mental development. They feel loved and cared for if parents prepare food for them. It is a fact that we live in a fast-paced world, but there are no shortcuts to giving proper nutrition to your family. Cooking at home for your family ensures that your family's health requirements are taken care of. Why cook at home? 4 reasons you should consider seriously. With the abundance of fast food, deli food, frozen packaged food, and restaurants all around, why go to the trouble of learning to cook at home? The answer for most people is that they don't know how. They don't know what ingredients to buy or what pans to use. They've watched other people struggle to put a simple meal on the table that ended up being inedible. The lessons learned in home living or home economics classes have long been forgotten. They don't have a clue where to begin. Take heart and come on into the kitchen. It's really not a scary place at all. Even if you haven't set foot in a kitchen for years, to cook, that is, don't worry. Even if you can't remember the last time you read through and finished a recipe, that's all right. Even if you have no time, no fancy pots and pans, no patience, and no experience, I promise you can do this. Yes, you. But why bother? There are as many reasons to learn to cook as there are fast food franchises at your local mall. For starters, it's far cheaper to cook at home than it is to buy takeout or eat at restaurants night after night, especially once you've gathered some basic ingredients. If you find a few recipes that appeal to you, make a list, and buy only what you need, you can make a week's worth of dinners for about the same amount of money you'd spend in a mid-range restaurant for 2 or 3 meals. Check out a restaurant menu online and add up the costs, entree, drink, tip. Times 2. C. Another reason, cooking for yourself, generally, is healthier. You control the amounts of fat, sodium, carbs, or any other substance. You can buy fruits and vegetables in season and at the peak of flavor and nutritional value rather than settling for browned lettuce or fruit that tastes like cardboard. Portion control is as easy as deciding how much food to put on your plate, eliminating the temptation to eat all those fries that came with your restaurant burger. Cooking for yourself allows you more flexibility than using prepared foods or ordering at a restaurant. We all know at least one picky eater who drives us nuts whenever she orders at a restaurant. Hold the mayo, no onion, extra cheese, medium rare but not too pink. You know the type. At home, if you don't like black olives in your pasta, don't use them. If you like extra basil, add it. You can use olive oil instead of butter, or soy milk instead of dairy. The choices are limitless, and your meals are suited to your tastes, every time. What restaurant can do that for you? Finally, cooking at home can be faster than going out. Add up the time spent driving to a restaurant, waiting to be seated, waiting to be served, eating, paying, then driving home again. You could have fixed something simple and tasty much faster and be more comfortable in the process. Shoes off, favorite music on the stereo, relaxing in your own home. Learning to cook doesn't mean you will never eat out again. Of course you will, and you should. But when you decide to go out, it will be on your terms, when you can afford it, when you have the energy, and when you have the time. Cook at home for weight loss. One of the simplest ways to lose weight is to cook your own food. When you prepare your own food, you know exactly what goes into it. You know you've used 1% milk and how much butter to cook the green beans. There are other reasons to prepare your own food, too. You control the amount of salt, fat, and sugar in recipes you prepare yourself. Most people don't use chemical preservatives in home-cooked food. You can make substitutions for ingredients you don't like or that aren't good for you, and certainly not least, it's fun. If you have children, you are helping them learn healthy habits by cooking at home. It can be great fun to take turns cooking, too. In fact, the entire family can learn from and enjoy cooking at home. Your health improves and you can try all sorts of foods. If you make an effort to eat foods produced near where you live, you have the added benefit of helping your local economy, lessening your carbon footprint and finding the freshest foods for the best taste. Eating at home also saves money, which is nearly always a positive aspect. Time is a factor for almost everyone in our fast-paced society, but there are ways to eat at home without spending an hour and a half in the kitchen every day. There are lots of slow cooker recipes that will have your dinner ready when you get home. Soups can be prepared ahead of time and stored, and stir-fry takes virtually no time. As you become more adept in the kitchen, you will find ways to eat well, quickly and healthily. 5 tips to save time when cooking at home. People often say the reason they eat out so often is because cooking at home is tedious work. Not only do you have to prepare and cook the meal, you also have to do the cleaning up afterwards. It all takes time, and isn't it worth just a little extra to pay for that takeout or restaurant meal, rather than eating in? Well, here are 5 tips to get over those hurdles and make eating at home easier. 1. Plan ahead. I can't stress this enough. The best way to save both time and money is to know what you are cooking ahead of time. There are advantages to doing this. You know what your meals are, and you can do a shopping list. That way you only buy what you need at the supermarket, instead of grabbing items off the shelf that then hibernate in the cupboards until it comes time to clean them out. Planning ahead also means you can pre-prepare meals when you need to. 2. Wash up as you go along. One of the big gripes about cooking and eating at home are the dishes. For some reason they become a hurdle you have to jump over at the end of the meal. If you are left with all the washing up, it can take some pleasure out of the meal. If you put some warm water into the sink and wash up utensils, chopping boards and pots as you go along, it will save you time and washing the dishes won't seem so bad after all. 3. Use pre-chopped vegetables. Pre-chopped vegetables are great. Most supermarkets stock them these days, and while they can be a bit more expensive, it's worth it to save time in the kitchen. It will still save you money compared to eating out. 4. Use the leftovers for lunches. When you clean up in the kitchen, pack the leftovers into the lunch boxes straight away, and put them in the fridge for tomorrow. It will save time and stress in the morning. No more making lunches just as you are running out the door. 5. Get the children involved in cooking. This may seem like a time waster, but in the long run teaching your children basic cooking skills can save you time and stress. Also, there's nothing better than knowing your children are going to know more about nutrition than the average child, and are less likely to be overweight because of it. Also, your children are going to be happy to sit down to a meal they helped to prepare. With these 5 tips, you should be on your way to eating in more often and enjoying the experience. It can be easy if you plan ahead. Enjoy your meals and keep those restaurant meals for special occasions. How to stop childhood obesity. Cook at home. 2/3 of American adults are overweight, and half of them are obese, a scary statistic. Unfortunately, obesity isn't just affecting adults, children are now getting in on the act. Already 33% of American children and teens are overweight or obese, defined as weighing at least 10% more than recommended for height and body type, and a new study shows that 20% of American 4-year-olds are already obese. The long-term effects of this trend are dire and include a future of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, increased cancers and sleep apnea. Unless something is done now, our children are headed for a health crisis, one that could be prevented. So what is a parent to do? Along with cleaning out the junk food and turning off the TV, there is one simple step that parents can follow to help their children avoid obesity and its side effects. Prepare meals at home. It is no coincidence that the rate of obesity for both children and adults started its incline at the same time we gave up the evening meal in favor of nightly fast food and family restaurant visits. Not only are many of those dishes laden with excess fat, salt and sugar, the portions are huge and often lack nutritive value, especially if you order from the children's menu. Home-cooked meals, even restaurant favorites made at home, are healthier options. But preparing dinner at home doesn't have to be a time-consuming chore. Tasty, nutritious food that the whole family will enjoy can often be fixed in 30 minutes or less. Follow the following tips to help your children slim down while keeping their palates happy. The bonus. These simple steps will help parents stay trim or lose weight, too. Portion control. Serve plates from the kitchen instead of bringing the complete meal to the table. Keep the child's size in mind too, as children shouldn't be served adult-sized portions. For younger children, 1/3 cup of cooked vegetables and a 2-ounce hamburger, that's half a quarter pounder, are plenty. An older child serving should be 1/2 cup of cooked vegetables and a 3-ounce burger. Reduce fat, salt and sugar. Even home-cooked meals sometimes include too much fat, salt, and sugar. Eliminate salt when preparing dinner and judiciously add it at the table. Purchase chicken that hasn't been injected with saline, a salt solution. Use olive or canola oil to sauté instead of butter or shortening. Make your own burgers with lean ground beef and/or ground turkey. Read ingredient labels and keep sodium intake to 15% RDA and fat intake to about 20% RDA. Bring on the veggies. Children who are exposed to a wide variety of vegetables as babies are more apt to happily eat their vegetables as they grow older. However, a very fussy child calls for a creative parent. Soups, filled with otherwise undesirable ingredients like beans or cabbage, are childhood favorites. Chopped carrots or peas can be added to homemade macaroni and cheese or other kid-friendly casseroles. Make your own nutritious pizza. Layer a pizza crust with sauce and spinach and top with a small amount of flavorful cheese. Carrots, zucchini and other ingredients can be shredded or pureed and added to spaghetti sauce or meatloaf. Appeal to the senses. Serve a variety of colors and textures on every plate. If something looks good, it's more likely to be eaten. Scramble eggs and some cheese, wrap in a tortilla and serve with a green or fruit salad. Quick, easy, and nutritious for kids and parents alike. And don't forget the role of aroma. Preparing a dish that starts with sautéed garlic, onions and bell peppers, or one that includes a pungent herb like rosemary, anise or clove, fills the house with a mouth-watering smell that will have the kids eager to eat healthy home-cooked choices. Let the kids help. Children as young as 3 can help set the table, while older kids can mix together dry ingredients or wash fresh vegetables. Let them help plan the weekly menu, giving them a choice between 2 options, i.e. potatoes or rice, green beans or broccoli. Teach and model good eating habits. Children who practice good eating habits are less inclined to become overweight or obese adults. Turn off the TV during dinner. Eat together as a family. Studies show that children who sit and eat with their families do better in school, have better relationships with their peers, and most importantly, have a better relationship with their parents. Don't force a child of any age to clean their plate. Encourage children to try at least one bite of everything on the plate, but don't make a child continue eating when they are no longer hungry. Model good eating habits by following this advice yourself. Watch for empty calories. Americans now ingest 25% of their calories from beverages like soda, coffee drinks, etc. That's a lot of calories for little to no nutritional value. Offer children water, milk, or 100% juice to drink with meals. Soda, milkshakes, and other sugary drinks should be limited to once a week or less. Energy drinks should never be served to children, as their high sugar, caffeine and other stimulant content may lead to kidney and liver damage. Choose good snacks. Keep tasty and healthy snacks on hand like bananas, kid-sized mandarin oranges, baby carrots and mini rice cakes, salt-free. Snacks can be quickly prepared at home too. It only takes 10 minutes to mix together homemade muffins or quick breads. Purchased baked goods are usually full of unhealthy hydrogenated fats and include much more sugar than you would ever use at home. Plan your menu and prevent childhood obesity. Take half an hour every week to decide what meals you will serve. Not only will meal preparation take much less time with a menu, grocery shopping becomes a quicker task also. Don't know how to plan a menu? Use a simple cookbook that includes weekly menus, subscribe to an online menu service, or enlist the help of a nutrition wellness coach. Childhood obesity is a great public health issue in this country. Our children may be the first generation to have a lower life expectancy than their parents due to the serious medical issues brought on by a preventable disease, obesity. Luckily we know how to solve this health crisis, help our children become more active, limit junk food, and encourage healthy eating habits by cooking at home. Cooking at home, definitely a healthy and wonderful saving option. Eating healthy could actually mean only one thing: cooking at home. Yes, it might mean some planning and time in the kitchen, however, no other food can actually compete with the health benefits that cooking at home offers. If you care about the health of your family and your children in particular, then I guess the effort is all worth it. With just mastering a few tips and techniques, you can make at home the same restaurant-style food your kids love, but definitely the healthier version of it. Cooking at home offers you a great degree of flexibility in terms of exactly what goes into each of your dishes. You can substitute some of the unhealthy ingredients with healthy options. You can also cater to the specific palate at home. With each member of the family having his own set of tastes and preferences, I am sure that happens in just about every home, you can cater perfectly to the individual tastes by putting on that apron and getting started. By deciding just what goes into each dish, you can definitely make a huge saving too. Now doesn't that sound great considering the tough times now? Healthy replacements in everyday cooking can go a long way to adding to the overall health of your family. Children, especially in their growing years, need the right amount of nutrition. You can ensure this by feeding them the right things and cooking to their specific tastes. Organic is the flavor of the season, and thinking healthy means thinking organic. There sure are two schools of thoughts on this. However, when you cook at home, you can make all the decisions about what goes into each dish and thus maintain that fine balance between going overboard and staying healthy. Cut out all the harmful additives, preservatives, and of course the extra harmful calories from your daily diet. It is time to bring out those pots and pans and experiment your way to some delicious mouth-watering goodies. With Christmas just round the corner, it sure is a great way to get started with the preparations for the festive season. Here is a delicious fruit cake recipe that I found on one of the blogs. Looks great, and I'm sure you would enjoy every bite of it. Time to put on those mittens and get the oven started. Oh, the aroma of freshly baked goodies in the home is simply something else. Want to lose weight? Cook at home. Have you pledged to lose weight in the new year? The resolution to shed pounds come the 1st of January is a popular one that drives thousands of people to sign up for branded weight loss programs and apply for gym memberships. If you have tried the meal replacement shakes, the HOURIA pills, and various fad exercise contraptions to no avail, you might wonder how you should plan to take control of your diet this time. The solution is simple: eat better, and invest in time to cook what you eat. While popular weight management programs will either assign points to specific meals you purchase at restaurants, or else send you pre-made meals for certain times of the day, cooking with recipes designed for better nutrition and weight loss allows you the opportunity to enjoy a variety of foods while improving your health. If you have avoided specific vegetables in the past, like peas or asparagus, because you have never liked how they were prepared, you may be surprised to know that there are recipes that not only offer different methods for cooking these foods, but enhance their nutritional value. You can control the textures and flavors of food, and prepare them to your taste. Another advantage of cooking at home to drop pounds is that you manage portion control. While it is true you can order a dinner salad at a restaurant, you may not be helping your diet that way. Restaurant salads may come loaded with shredded cheese and caloric dressings, and other ingredients that don't add much healthful value to your meal. A good diet recipe book, on the other hand, sets the portions so you get what you need, and not a bite more. Love dessert. Who doesn't? When you prepare meals at home, you can indulge in something sweet without feeling guilty, as opposed to going out and depriving yourself while everybody else enjoys the cake. Find a good recipe that suggests alternatives to fattening ingredients, applesauce instead of butter, egg whites instead of whole eggs, and create the perfect ending to a meal that won't tip the scales. Eat healthy and stay healthy with home cooking. This has forced families, including children, to depend more on fast food like burgers, pizzas, and soft drinks, rather than wholesome home-cooked food made in different styles with recipes from different countries. Nowadays, emphasis is being made on quitting fast food and switching to healthy homemade food. Fast food is not only costlier but may also lead to higher cholesterol and blood pressure levels, and in turn to heart attacks. Eating fast food on a regular basis in place of a healthy home-cooked food can lead to many other health issues. Some women dislike cooking, while others may not know about the different styles of cooking and the thousands of free recipes for different dishes, available online and in books, which can be made with hundreds of different ingredients, herbs, and spices. You must have heard of eat healthy, stay healthy, and if you want to lead a healthy life, you have to eat healthy food. This is possible with home cooking, as cooking at home has its own pleasures and allows you to maintain a healthy diet, prepare a variety of dishes, try out new and easy recipes from different countries, a great way to spend some time with your family at lunch and dinner, and much more. Cooking at home ensures that your family gets proper nutrition to lead a healthy life. Fast food may look enticing, but it lacks the proper nutrients in proper proportions. Dining in restaurants on a daily basis, along with the family, is not something that an average family can afford. Even if fast foods like pizzas and burgers may be cooked properly, eating these foods on a daily or regular basis leads to health issues, as they do not provide all nutrients required to lead a healthy life. Most fast foods contain chemicals and other ingredients, which may be harmful for a person's health. Rapid weight gain is one of the major results of daily consumption of fast food. That is why doctors encourage home cooking and eating wholesome home-cooked food. In many countries of the East and Middle East, eating home-cooked food is normal, and food can be cooked in 100 different ways with the thousands of recipes that have been handed down through generations. There are hundreds of home cooking recipes for vegetarian and meat dishes, and most of these are prepared with different herbs and spices. Variety is the spice of life, and cooking a variety of dishes at home is easy enough with many easy recipes available for free. All it needs is the will to cook at home and ensure that your family gets proper nutrition and stays healthy. Even if you are not experienced or an expert in cooking, you can still start with the easier home cooking recipes and then go on to the more difficult and time-consuming dishes. You can also throw a party for family and friends and surprise them with your cooking prowess, and prepare everything from starters, appetizers, soups, main course dishes, and desserts, with the free recipes available. Most of the ingredients are available in supermarkets, and you may not have to look too far for supplies. But some of the more exotic dishes may require exotic herbs and spices not available in your neighborhood. The important thing is to make a start at home cooking and wean your family and children away from fast food. The many benefits of home cooking, no one can deny that going out to eat and having someone else prepare your meals is a great convenience. But cooking your own food at home has a number of benefits as well. For one, as a general rule, those who cook at home can more easily control their diet. When you eat at a restaurant, to a large extent, you are at the whims of the chef. He may, for example, salt foods more than you would like. Or, he may use oils or fats in cooking that you would rather not use. Cooking at home allows you to completely control the contents of your meals. So, if you are on a diet, or simply trying to eat healthier foods, you can control the ingredients. Cooking at home also means that the foods that you choose will probably be healthier foods. When most people order dinners or meals to be delivered, odds are it will be from a fast food restaurant, such as a pizzeria. And while pizzas are certainly tasty, most are not known for their health benefits. Those who do their own cooking, however, at least try to include a good balance of vegetables with their meals, even if they don't always succeed. You also save money when you cook at home. For example, you may easily pay $5 to $10 for a half-pound burger at a sit-down restaurant. And you'd have to tip the waiter. But if you were to buy the beef and ingredients yourself, you could have the same burger for under $2. Of course, the reason that most people give for not cooking at home is simply a lack of time. And, with most families needing 2 or more incomes to live on, it makes sense that they would not want to turn such a large chunk of their time over to cooking and doing dishes. In truth, however, if you plan the shopping, menus, and cooking, you will find that it doesn't take you that much extra time at all. In addition, for most recipes, the biggest part of the preparation process is chopping the ingredients. But, today, you can buy so many of these items pre-chopped, that it is hardly an issue. And, you can also cook in bulk. So instead of cooking a casserole for 2, cook enough for 8, and freeze the rest in 2 portion-sized containers. Then, the next time you want casserole, in essence, you have 3 TV dinners all set to go. Calorie overload exposed for home cooking, with recession fears meaning more Australians are cooking at home. This could have health benefits compared with calorie-dense takeaway and restaurant meals. But the number of calories per serving in classic recipes cooked at home has increased by nearly 40% in the past 70 years. This is the finding of a recent study that reveals the trend of growing portion sizes in numerous cookbooks. We are so used to eating ever-increasing quantities of food that we haven't noticed how many extra calories we are overloading on our plates, according to dietitian and author of Portion Perfection, a visual weight control plan, Amanda Clark AdVAPD. A calorie increase of 40% per serving is sizable because a rise of just 10% is enough to result in weight gain, said Australian dietitian Amanda Clark. The author has developed a new e-game called Plate Smash as a visual tool to show adults and teenagers how much is right to eat for lunch. I believe most people would like to eat the right amount, if only they knew what that was. The Plate Smash game makes you stop and think about how many calories you are putting on your plate for one meal, said Mrs. Clark. The game was also designed for parents who want to learn the right quantities of various foods their active or inactive teenagers devour for lunch, including pizza, sushi, sandwiches, meat pies, French fries and chicken nuggets. If parents and teens know their calorie limits, this could help prevent and manage rising obesity in young people, said Mrs. Clark. Latest research shows the best way to lose weight is to eat what you want and get into the habit of limiting your portion sizes. Reduced calorie diets result in meaningful weight loss if you stick with them, regardless of whether they are low fat, low carb or high protein. If you focus on eating the perfect portions, you can eat the foods you like including the occasional treats, said Mrs. Clark. This means you won't feel deprived and can stick to a healthy way of eating for life. Get cooking and start losing. If you are trying to lose some weight, I've got some really exciting news for you. A recent study published in Public Health Nutrition Journal that people who cook at home most of the time consume generally healthier meals with around 200 fewer calories daily, and only 16 grams of sugar, 4 teaspoons, which is much less than the 22 teaspoons per day consumed by the average adult. This means that you can drop some pounds without going on another rigid diet that leaves you feeling aggravated, hungry, and weighing the same, or more. All you have to do is start cooking at home more often. While it can be a challenge for most people to cook at home daily, the good news of the study was that cooking at home just 2 to 3 days per week was associated with decreased calorie consumption and improved diet quality, less sugar, fat and salt. The tricky part is translating these findings into action. Many people need to overcome some very real barriers of regular home cooking, including lack of time and cooking skills. These 5 simple steps will help you and your kitchen get ready for preparing home-cooked meals. If you don't usually cook, start gradually. Make it a goal to cook once a week and work up to cooking more often. Be more efficient and make better food choices by planning ahead. Use a meal planner and prepare an organized grocery list every week. Be sure to always have healthy staples on hand, such as dried fruit, whole wheat pasta, frozen vegetables and no salt added canned vegetables, and frozen seafood. Go grocery shopping once a week and don't forget to take along your grocery list. This is less stressful and time-consuming than attempting to navigate through the grocery aisles and then wait on the checkout line night after night on your way home from work. And you will never again have to stare into your fridge wondering, what's for dinner, or resort to fast food takeout. Prep meals the night before or in the morning. Cutting up veggies for the salad or side dish can help save time after work. Also try cooking a big meal on the weekend and serve it as leftovers during the week or freeze it for another time. Experiment with new recipes so you don't get bored, and look for ways to make your old standby recipes healthier. For example, use spices and herbs to add more flavor instead of adding salt or fat. Now it's time for you to get cooking. Here's one of my favorite everyday side dish recipes, compliments of my good friend, colleague and avid home cook, Patricia Stefaniccia. Here's what Pat has to say about her cauliflower fried rice. Want to satisfy both your taste buds and your desire to feed yourself and your family a quick, healthy meal? Takeout might sound like a good idea after a busy day, but I have a better solution. This cauliflower fried rice is my favorite weeknight go-to meal. Cauliflower is the chameleon of the vegetable world. It has the amazing ability to stand in for other higher carb ingredients. In this recipe, finely chopped cauliflower takes the place of rice. If you're really pressed for time, convenient produce items, such as pre-cut veggies, can help you get dinner on the table so quickly you'll wonder what you ever saw in takeout. Feel free to personalize your cauliflower fried rice by adding any of your favorite vegetables to the mix. Pair it with some grilled chicken and you'll have a quick, healthy meal you can feel good about. Cauliflower fried rice. Makes 6 servings. Ingredients: 1 medium-size head of cauliflower, 1 medium onion, diced, 2 ribs celery, diced, 2 large carrots, peeled and diced, 2 teaspoon minced garlic, 2 tablespoons olive oil, divided, 1 egg, beaten, 2 teaspoon low-sodium soy sauce or coconut aminos, 2 scallions, chopped, 1 teaspoon sesame seeds. Directions: 1. Break cauliflower into florets and place in bowl of food processor. Pulse several times until a uniform consistency of small particles is achieved. Alternatively, grate the cauliflower with a box grater. 2. Heat a large non-stick skillet over medium heat. Add 1½ tablespoons of olive oil to pan, followed by onion, celery, carrot and garlic. Cook over medium heat for about 5 minutes, stirring frequently. 3. Push all vegetables to edges of skillet, making a clear spot in center of the pan. Add the remaining 1/2 tablespoon of oil and the beaten egg. Let it cook until the egg begins to set, less than a minute, and then combine with the vegetables. 4. Add the cauliflower and toss everything together. Continue to cook over medium heat for another 5 minutes or so, until cauliflower just begins to brown slightly. 5. Drizzle on the soy sauce or coconut aminos and give everything a final toss. Top with sesame seeds and scallions. Serve as a side dish. Home cooking for good health. It is not uncommon to see obese adults as well as obese children everywhere you go. Easy access to fatty food as well as junk food coupled with a sedentary lifestyle is contributing to this worldwide problem. Home-cooked food has an important role to play in combating obesity. For those relying on supermarket reheat dinners, the fat content is also worrying. You should really cook like the way Grandma did, preparing healthy meals from scratch. With the wide range of cookware and kitchen tools available nowadays, cooking should not be too tedious. There are also a lot of cookbooks available promoting 30 minutes meals or one-pot meals, all designed for the busy cooks. You should be able to enjoy a nutritious, hot home-cooked meal within an hour after arriving home from work. One of the fastest methods to cook is stir-frying. The Chinese have been doing stir-frying for centuries, whipping up complete meals in a very short span of time. Eating right is important for good health. You enjoy a more energetic lifestyle. Children have been proven to perform better in their schoolwork. Besides, cooking from scratch using the freshest ingredients is cheaper when compared to eating out at the restaurants.